The day my wife went into labor should have been one of the happiest days of my life. I had been with her through the appointments, the late-night cravings, and even the arguments that come with pregnancy stress. I held her hand as we rushed to the hospital, thinking I was about to meet my child for the first time. I kept telling myself this baby was the proof of our love, the future I had been waiting for. As she lay in that hospital bed, sweating and crying through contractions, I felt nothing but love and worry for her. I whispered encouragement, wiped her forehead, and promised her everything would be okay. I thought this was our moment, the start of our family. When the baby's first cry filled the room, I felt tears run down my face too. The doctor handed the baby to her first, then to me. I looked down at that tiny face, overwhelmed with emotion. But almost immediately, something didn't sit right. The baby's features didn't look anything like mine. At first, I brushed it off. Newborns can look different, I told myself. But the unease didn't leave me. When the nurse came to check on the baby, she gave me a look. At first, I didn't understand it. Then, as she leaned closer, she quietly asked if I had a moment to step outside. My wife was busy cuddling the baby, smiling weakly, so I followed the nurse into the hallway. That was when my world shattered. The nurse, in the kindest voice she could manage, told me the baby's blood type didn't match mine. She explained that it was impossible for me to be the biological father. My heart dropped. I felt the floor disappear beneath me. I asked her to repeat it, praying I had misheard, but she was firm, clear, and careful with her words. This child wasn't mine. I staggered back into the room, my eyes burning with tears. My wife looked up at me, her face pale, as if she already knew what the nurse had told me. She started to say something, but I stopped her. I asked her straight out, "Who is the father?" At first, she tried to deny it, telling me I was stressed, that the nurse must be mistaken. But I wasn't stupid. The more I pressed her, the more she crumbled. Finally, she confessed in a whisper that she had been seeing someone else during the pregnancy. My heart split wide open in that moment. She said she thought she could convince me the baby was mine, that I would never know, that love would blind me to the truth.
I looked at the baby again, so small and innocent, and my anger shifted. The child had no fault in this. The betrayal was hers, not the baby's. Still, I couldn't breathe in that room any longer. I put the baby gently back into her arms and told her I needed space. Walking out of that hospital room was the hardest thing I've ever done. I had gone in expecting to be a father, a husband ready to step into the next chapter of life. Instead, I left feeling like a stranger in my own story, carrying nothing but betrayal. The days that followed were a blur of heartbreak. She tried to call me, tried to explain that it had been a mistake, that she still wanted me, but I couldn't trust her anymore. Every word she said felt like poison. The love I once had for her felt buried under the weight of lies. Eventually, I filed for divorce. It wasn't easy. There were nights I lay awake wondering if I should forgive her, if I should stay for the child even though he wasn't mine. But in the end, I knew I couldn't live a life built on betrayal. I deserved truth, not deception. Now, I'm learning to rebuild myself piece by piece. The pain is still there, but so is the clarity. I learned that sometimes the truth doesn't come from the person you love, but from a stranger brave enough to speak it. And though I lost the family I thought I had, I saved myself from a lifetime of lies. I'll never forget the look in that nurse's eyes when she told me the truth. It was the moment my life broke apart, but it was also the moment I was set free.